This lesson is all about the sun. Without the sun, life on Earth simply wouldn't be possible. A long time ago, there was a large empire called the Roman Empire, and they ruled the Mediterranean. The Romans were interested in studying the sun, but they didn't call it the sun because, well, they didn't speak English. They spoke Latin, and so they had their own word. They called it sol. And that's where the word solar comes from. Psst! This is something you need to write down in your guided notes. You can always pause the video or restart it by pressing the space bar. You will see the word solar a lot in this course. There is the solar system, solar power, solar eclipses, and so on. All of these phrases are referring to the sun. Let's take a few minutes to discuss some basic facts about the sun. You should be recording these facts in your notes. First, the sun is old. It has been here for a long time. It was here before the dinosaurs and even before the moon. But it hasn't been here forever. Scientists estimate that the sun is 4.6 billion years old. Wow, that's a lot of birthday candles. Next, the sun is big. To help put it in perspective, I want you to think about your home planet, the Earth. The Earth is pretty big. If you don't believe me, try walking from one side to the other. It takes months. When you look into the sky, you can see the sun. It looks like a small orange circle. Because of the way it looks, ancient humans believed that the sun was much smaller than our planet. However, this isn't true. The sun only looks small because it is so far away. The sun itself is actually gigantic. By comparison, our own planet is nothing more than a tiny speck. In fact, you would be able to fit 1 million Earths inside of the sun. It kind of makes you feel insignificant, doesn't it? The sun is far away. I want you to imagine that you are in your spaceship of science exploring the sun, but now it is time to return to planet Earth. The trip home would be a long one. First, you would pass the orbit of Mercury. Then, you would pass the orbit of Venus. And finally, you would arrive home. The Earth is 93 million miles away from the sun. To help you appreciate just how far that is, we are going to discuss light itself. Nothing in the universe can move faster than light. It is able to travel 200,000 miles in a single second. But even light takes time to move from the sun to our Earth. How much time? Over 8 minutes. That means that if the sun were suddenly to disappear, poof, the Earth wouldn't know about it for over 8 minutes. It also means that if you were trying to Skype with your astronaut buddies on the sun, there would be a 16-minute delay between asking a question and getting your answer. Hey, Steve, how are you? Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. I'm doing good. This time delay makes it difficult for scientists to use remote-controlled probes on other planets. So, what is the sun made of anyway? The recipe for the sun is quite simple. There are only 2 major ingredients. Our sun is composed almost entirely of hydrogen and helium. These atoms are the simplest atoms in the universe. But in order to ignite, the sun also needed energy to trigger a nuclear reaction deep in its core. This involves a lot of heat and pressure. The core of our sun has a temperature of 15 million degrees Celsius. Our last fact involves gravity. How much would I weigh on the sun? First, we need to acknowledge that the surface of the sun isn't solid like our Earth, so you couldn't actually stand on the sun and weigh yourself. But if you could, you would find that the gravity on the sun is 28 times stronger than our Earth. This means that if you weigh 150 pounds on the Earth, you would weigh over 4,000 pounds on the sun. Yikes! And that concludes our basic sun facts. The information for the rest of your guided notes will be presented in later activities.